Hey everyone, and welcome to EFRL, that's the European Formula Racing League, and it's round 8 of 22 for the current season that they're currently on here. I'm going to be a commentator here from IG8Live Esports, and we're joined on with by 20 drivers on track here right now. We'll go through the grid in just a bit, and let's just get on board with someone currently that's running on a lap. So we got quite a few cars already getting out on track and getting started with their out laps here, and I think a few cars are already actually on their hot laps, so we're just a few minutes late onto the session, but let's have a look. We're following with Groot right now in the Alfa Romeo, who's currently running his hot lap through. And let's get a few stats on screen so you can have a look at where he is currently on the track by just having the map on. I'll put lap data on there as well, so just to help us out to have an idea what's going on track here at the moment. And it looks like that Christoph is already off of the session there, because he's already gone off somewhere on track. I'm not sure where it is. Now, we did have Monaco as the previous track here, and that was a lot of fun to watch. These guys race through, even with the conditions that were on track last week. So we're going to have a lot of fun watching them race here at Azerbaijan as well. It's a pretty tight track, quite similar to Monaco, but a little less demanding than that track as well. So I think it should be a lot more fun for the drivers to try and get through on this track. I'm not sure how much of a favorite track it is for them, but it's quite a fun track to drive, so we'll see how these guys get through it as they get on through the session here right now. We're already down to just about 14 minutes left in the session, and we're just waiting for some lap times to start to come in here to see where these guys are going to stand and how our leaderboard is going to look for the start of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Currently we have our first lap time in, and that's been posted by Havlis there with a 141.094. Then we got Praz coming in as well in second now with a 140.780. So Havlis goes down to third, with Blescon going in P1. So far 140.107, and Groot now goes 140.370. So far so good. Let's go down to Eskers here, who is currently running his hot lap and getting through. He's still about to get into sector 3 here right now, so just about to finish his lap, and we'll see where the McLaren is about to go on the starting grid as well. Okay, so apologies about that. Yeah, so Eskers just went 142.5. That puts him down to 6 so far on the grid. And a few more times I've gotten in here as well. Let's have a look. So Debizak went P4 so far with a 141.042. Just about 500th of a second faster than what Havlis did on his lap. And then we got Cap. He went in P8 with a 143.074. Not too bad of a time so far, but we'll see how that holds up. We're going around with Dan Clement here. Oh, got a bit of contact with the wall. but he's getting through pretty well still. Got a purple sector 1 there, I think, so far. Let's get on board with him and have a look how sector 2 is about to go, because getting through it pretty well so far, and I think he's looking for a better result this week than what we did have in Monaco there last week. We'll see how that works out for him. So far, just close to half of the grid having their lap times in, and just about 10.5 minutes left in the session, just under that. So we're still going to wait for these guys to have second round of lap times come in, and then probably we're going to start to get a little bit more competitive on the grid with the lap times that we have. It is actually still pretty close up as it is there right now with those 140s and 141. So, but let's see, we need a few more lap times in here to see how that's going to stand side by side with each other on these with these guys in the lap times, just to see what sort of competitive grid we're going to be having for the race start to get into opening lap on this race. And I think it's going to be quite interesting. So that is a 141.150 so far for Dan Clement there. He goes into P7 with that, not too bad of a time, just about 3,000th of a second slower than what Paulie did there. That's his teammate there in P6 so far. So we'll see how these two stand as they get on through. Let's get down with Gargamel down here. He's currently on a hot lap as well, and getting through the last sector of the track. A very long straight that this track has in sector 3, getting down to that pit straight to the finish line, and he goes fastest in the session so far with a 139.6, just opening up a whole new gap on the field here. So let's see how these guys stack up with that sort of lap time here right now. They might have to get out for a second round of laps to actually try and even get there. So Gargamel holds on to a very good time there, fastest time in Q1 so far. Let's go on down to let's see, we got Jurek, Jerry, and Cuban down in the back here. So we got a new name on the grid. I actually just noticed that we did not actually go through the grid as yet. We got Entier there in 16th. He's still in the pits trying to get out here and get a lap time in. I'm not sure if he's invalidating laps so far, but we'll have a look as he gets through. Tacticals there, not able to get a lap time in, unfortunately DNFing this session here. So we'll have to start down at the back of the grid. Will be left out of qualifying 2. So 8.5 minutes left for qualifying 1 here before we have to proceed to the next session. So let's see how that's going through for the drivers here at the moment. But so far so good. We got Jerry, we got Cuban, we got Jurek all on hot laps. We got a purple sector 2 coming off of Jurek's lap time so far in the Racing Point. His teammate is going to be entered there still in the pit. So let's see how the Racing Point drivers are going to stack up on the grid here this evening. And he goes across the line, goes P9 so far, 141.271, just about a 10 faster than what Cap did. So we're going to see how that holds up as they start to get their second rounds of lap times in, sorry. And Jerry goes faster than the session so far now with a 138.958, just about quite a few tens faster than what Gargamel did, so not too bad of a time. He's getting up there. Let's have a look down here. Where is Cuban? He's gone back into the pits, and is anyone still running here right now? Let's have a look at maybe Luki is still running a lap, but a few more drivers still currently on track here at the moment. So to say, Luki might still be on a hot lap here going through, so we're just going to keep overhead with the camera on him just to have a look to see if he's trying to improve that lap time there or not. Okay, so just under 6 minutes left in the qualifying session right now. So let's have a look and see what's been changing as these guys are gonna start to get out on a second round of pit stop. Second round of laps here. Alright, so currently we're following on with Devils here right now to see where he's going to be going on the grid when he does get his hot lap. Oh, and there he goes. He gets his hot lap started there right now, and it's getting through turn 1. So pretty interesting track here at Azerbaijan, guys. We all know how it is. Pretty tight track all the way around, and you don't know already that Sector 1 is kind of tricky with a lot of 90-degree turns, so those 90-degree turns are going to have to be taken very carefully, especially at the start of the race, to see how these guys are going to get through and try to get their overtakes done as well. That long straight right down at the back, getting onto the pit straight there, I think is their best bet to try and get their overtakes done, but we'll see what they actually choose to do in terms of that, because it's going to be a bit tricky in terms of getting overtakes done on any other portion of the track, but they're going to have to be very careful about it. There's a few little straights down there in Sector 1. The rest of the track, not so much. It's going to be quite difficult getting overtakes done in that until they get into Sector 3 on that very long back straight going straight to the finish line. But we'll see where these guys actually try to attempt these overtakes. They're currently still trying to finish out qualifying 1 here right now. Remember, guys, it is a full qualifying session, and then we're going to get straight into the 50% race. So full 2 hour on with this stream should just about do that. And let's see how what the rest of this qualifying session goes up, because we got just about 3.5 minutes left in qualifying 1 here right now. We got 2 drivers out of this session. We got at least 75% of the grid with lap times in so far, and as it stands, we got Jerry still holding on to fastest lap in this qualifying session. We got Entier there in second place right now with a 129.5. Jerry holds on to P1 with a 138.9, so pretty good lap times with them. Cuban now goes into second with a 139.2, goes about 3/10 faster than Entier there. And Gargamel now still in P4 with a 139.6. Devils goes up into P5 right now with a 139.9, just about 3/10 slower there. Paulie's still there now in 6 actually, 140.060. Bleskan goes up into 7 to a 140.107. Groot holding on to 8th position right now, 140.3, and he's out of the session, so that lap time is going to have to hold him on in. And remember, guys, it's only going to be the top 15 drivers that are going to be getting on through into qualifying 2. So let's see how that works out. Dan Clement there in 9th right now, 140.663. He holds on to a pretty good time and stands a pretty good chance of getting over into qualifying 2 here as well, because remember, we do have 3 drivers out of the session here down at the bottom there, and only one of those 3 have a lap time in. That's Lukey there with a 145.4. So Carlos and Redimuse there need to get a lap time in. They need to get some sort of lap time in, at least something 144 or better, to try and stay in this session here. Well, actually try to stay on through to the next session, but they're going to have to improve their time just a little bit just to get up and make it into the top 15. But we'll see how that works out for them. Good, they're holding on to 140.3. That lap time should easily carry him over to qualifying 2. But the rest of the grid down at the bottom are going to have a bit of a battle trying to figure out who's going to make it on through. And we got Esker stuck on track here. I think he almost went into the barriers there. He's on an out lap right now, trying to improve his lap time from a 141.7. We got Jurgen starting another hot lap in the Racing Point. He's definitely trying to improve his time of a 141.2 and trying to get up and hopefully into the top, a little more into the top 15 if he can, because he's currently 13th, which is really a dangerous point to be at, because we do have Carlos and Redimuse on a outlap right now, so they might stand a pretty good chance of improving their current position there, because they don't have a lap time in. They just need to get a pretty good lap time in. If they do make it into a 140, that's going to be pretty good on their end. So we still got Jerry holding on to a fastest time in the session. Cuban now into second place. Entier now down into P3 there right now, and very close is a lap time between these guys here right now, and we can see that Jerry is in 138 already. So he's holding on to that, and Cuban getting down to 139.2. So no one else getting into those 138s, even though it's a high 138 right now. Still a pretty good lap time off of Jerry there. So we'll see how well that holds up though to the end of the session, because it's definitely going to take him over to qualifying 2. I just think he might just still be trying to get faster lap, but I think he's in the pits. So I think that's going to be it for him, because we got just about half of a minute left in this qualifying session for Q1, and that's going to be it. We're going to head on straight over to qualifying 2 after that with our top 15 drivers and see how they get on through with that session, and then get on to Q3 and see how that stacks up with our top 10 before we get on with the start of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for EFRL. But so far so good with the entire grid as everyone gets through. Debizac still there in 12, Jurek still holding on to 141.271 right now as he goes down that pit straight, about to go across the line. Let's see where he goes on the grid, if he improves. And up into P9 he goes here right now. That's going to be a 140.388. That's not too bad of a time. I think that's quite good enough to actually hold him up there. Debizac down here in P13. Is he on a hot lap here or not? I'm not 100% sure, but does seem like he might be on a lap trying to finish this here right now, because qualifying 1 is officially over here, guys. We're just in a bit of overtime, just running through with a few cars that are still running on track here right now. So this is going to be his last chance to even try and improve this time. And it's currently at 138, 139 as we go through. Goes up into P6 there, Debizac, with a 139.907. That's going to hold him off, take him into the next session. We got Esker coming around. I don't think he's on a very fast lap as he's going through here. Where's Cap flying around in Sector 3 here right now, trying to get across the line. And let's see how fast he's about to go. And does improve a little bit. Goes up into P12 with a 140.496. Not too bad of a time. Going back down, let's see. We got Esker here running. Yeah, he's not running a fast lap at all here right now. And I think Ready Muse down there at the back is running a pretty fast lap, flying through the track in Sector 2 at the moment, and really trying to at least get some sort of lap time in to make it over into qualifying 2 here if he can. Just needs to make it down up there into P14 or 13 or somewhere there, and push the rest of the grid down, and should be able to get over. And he just did a purple Sector 2, so on for a pretty good lap. He just needs to keep this safe here right now, and I think that's about it. He just needs to get on through the straight section of the track, so no chance of invalidity lap here right now. Just needs to finish a lap, and let's see where he goes. Looks like he might have a pretty good lap as he gets across the line with a 139.266 up. Goes him into P3 here right now, and that's a pretty good time, and he's gonna make it all the way over into qualifying 2. I think out of the session might be Prasasek, Esker, Luki, Christoph, and Tassikos Dick. Looks like they're gonna be starting 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20th on the grid, but let's see our final results as they're about to come up here in just a bit, just to confirm that before we head off over into qualifying 2 and have a look at what's gonna happen there. Okay, so let's have a look at our qualifying 1 results here right now. So we got Jerry taking the fastest lap in that session at 138.9. No one else able to get into the 130. It's a great job from the Williams driver there. We got Cuban into 2nd place. We got Ready Music went into 3rd there on that session. NT takes 4th. Gargamel in 5th. Devils there in 6th. We got Debizac in 7, Carlos in 8, we got Paulie 9, Blescott in 10, I got Groot there 11, Jurek 12, Cap there 13, we got Dan Clement in 14, Havlis in 15, and those are the drivers going over to the next session. Out of Q2 are going to be Prasasek, who starts 16, Eskas 17, Luki 18, Christoph 19, and Tassikos will start there in 20th on the grid. So let's head on into qualifying 2 here right now and see how that session progresses on through, because that's going to be where these guys have to start the race on whatever tires they use in Q2 to make their fastest lap. That is provided that they make it over into qualifying 3. So let's see how that's going to go. They're going to be a bit conservative with their tires, trying to do a maximum of 2 laps on them at least, or maybe just do the 1 lap on them and try not to invalidate it or waste those tires, because if you're starting the race on them, they're going to have to be very careful about the way that they approach this session here. So let's see how they get on through with that here right now, because 15 drivers in, we're starting with our 15 minutes countdown on the clock, and let's see, we got some cars heading out already. Paulie already starting to get out on track here, and I just make sure our details are up on screen so we can have a look at what's happening in the session as we get on through. But so far so good in this lobby session here that we have going with the EFRL. It's round 8 of 22 so far, guys, and it's been quite an interesting 7 races before this one, and I did the commentary I think on 6 of those races. I did happen to miss just 1 of them so far, hopefully not missing any more as we get on through the rest of the season, and looking forward to see who's going to be taking the Drivers' Championship on this current season that they're on here, on who's going to be taking, well, which team is going to be taking the Constructors' Championship there as well. We'll have to start having a look at the results as we're getting on through the sessions as well, just to see how the grid is stacking up so far going in terms of points. But for now, let's get on through here. I'm not sure if you guys anticipate any safety cars or VSCs during this session, but who are we kidding? It's Azerbaijan. It's a very, very tight track. There is bound to be at least a VSC, if not a safety car, around this track with a race here. But we'll see how cleanly these guys can get through without avoiding contact with each other as we get on through. But we know how it tends to happen, especially on the opening lap. Cars tend to get a bit bunched up. There's going to be quite a few incidents happening on the opening lap, getting through turn 1 and maybe through turn 2 as well, because it's a very, very short run from turn 1 to 2, and not a long run getting down into turn 1 itself as we get started with this race. So we'll see how that works out. So we got cars getting out on their out laps already. Majority of the cars are out on the grid. Just a few of them are currently into the pits still, and we'll wait on everyone to get out. But there's going to be a little bit of a busy track in this session here as well, as everyone's going to try and get on through as early as they can just to get their qualifying time in. And we're going to see a bit of a mix of strategies here right now, because what we're going to do, we're going to put tires on so you guys can see what tires these guys have fitted on the cars here in a moment, and have an idea of what sort of strategy they're actually going to try to approach in terms of trying to get a race strategy in. And that is Paulie back into the pits for some reason there. Let's go on with Blescont here, who is running his hot lap in the Williams out front here. Because remember, guys, we can see some of these guys on the medium tires right now. We can see some cars are running on the soft tires here at the moment, but so far so good with that, because we're just waiting to see what sort of lap times they're going to be bringing in qualifying 2, and see how competitive this grid is about to get. Okay, so see, we have some lap times coming in already. Let's have a look at what we had so far on the grid here. So we got Havlis currently holding on to fastest lap in this session with a 139.8. Did that on the softs. We got Dan Clement in second right now, 140.5. Did it on the softs as well. Gargamel currently third, and did it on the mediums with a 140.8. Not too bad of a time, especially on medium tires. And we got a Groot there with a 141.6. Did that on the mediums as well. So let's have a look and see. We got Enter here right now on a fast lap getting through, and did sit a purple sector 1, so seems to be a pretty fast driver here so far in qualifying, getting through a qualifying 1. So let's see how he gets through the rest of the qualifying session, but we're going to wait to see what sort of lap time is about to come in off of him. A very tight section of the track here getting through, so these guys are going to have to be very careful about ripping off a piece of that front wing as they get through this track, especially when we're racing and getting through. So far only 4 lap times in. I was waiting right now for a few more drivers to get their lap times in, and we got a few more drivers getting back on out laps here right now. Still a few drivers in the pits, and I think and that's a bit of contact with the wall with the rear wheels there. Might actually just damage it just a little bit, or could just damage even the axles and suspension on that car just a little bit as well, so he has to have to be a bit careful with that. That's a purple sector 2 though so far from Entier there, and he's doing this on the medium tires here right now, so not too bad of actually getting first and second sector in purple. Let's see how sector 3 goes though, because he needs to get a pretty good time to get ahead here. It looks like he's getting a 140.638 and puts him up into P3 in this session so far, so not too bad at all with that lap time there. We got Paulie on a lap here right now running through. We're trying to wait to see what sort of time he's going to be getting. Here his teammate Dan Clement there up there in P2 in this session so far with his lap time of 140.503. Let's see where Mercedes are going to be as they get on through here right now. Hey Brasco, thank you for joining on the live chat there. Very much appreciate you getting in and making that getting at least a bit active there. And guys, please do make sure you leave a like on the stream here for EFRL for their channel, because we're currently streaming on their YouTube channel at the moment for the league races with them. So hopefully you guys are enjoying watching the qualifying session so far. It's been a bit interesting in qualifying 1, and now we're qualifying 2. Just waiting to see how competitive the lap times are about to get here with this session as well. And yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the race session, and hopefully you guys enjoy the commentary along with it. We got a bit of a new setup here going on my end, at least with the commentary. Got a new mic setup, so hopefully the clarity on the mic is a little bit better for you guys compared to previous streams. If you're not hearing it, just have a listen to a previous stream and then compare it to this one to see what the audio quality is like. Hopefully it's a lot better, and hopefully you guys are enjoying that. Yeah, we're gonna get through with the rest of this session. We got just about 6.5 minutes left in qualifying 2 right now. Half of the grid are currently have their lap times in, and the rest of the grid currently on laps right now to try and get their lap times in. We're currently following on the Cuban here in the Haas and getting into sector 2 here right now, and purple sector 1 he just did, so looking pretty good so far, I would say. Let's see how he gets through for the entire session though, and hopefully he's able to get himself into the top 10 to make it over into qualifying 3. And Brasco there putting some support out for Paulie here, and Paulie currently in 6th on the grid with a 141.567, so he's not doing too bad so far. But let's see how he gets through the rest of qualifying, as we're still waiting to see when we get at least about 2 minutes down in the session left what the grid is going to be looking out in terms of lap times. And we got someone into the 139s there, where Savile is still holding on to that lap time. But let's see how that's going to stack up. Carlos goes with a very bad lap time there, 2:18.1. He's definitely going to have to try and improve his time upon that, but we'll see how that holds up. Lescon goes P8 with a 141.6. We're just waiting for Cuban here to get around the final sector, and he's on to the straight right now, trying to get through and get his lap time in. Let's see how fast he's about to go here as he's about to get across the line. and he goes fastest in this session with a 138.540. So that's very good time coming off of him there, I gotta say. So he puts that on P1 right now in qualifying 2 here. So definitely looking pretty good to make it over to qualifying 3. Don't think he has to worry about anything else. So strategy is going to work in terms of soft tires for the start of the race for him. And Harville is currently holding on to second in this session. We got Devils currently up to third right now with a 129.9 there. Not too bad of a time. Jerry down to fourth with his 140.2. Devisac in fifth with a 140.5. A 140.502. Dan Clement just in 6th there at 140.503, 1,000th of a second in the time difference between these two guys, Devisac and Clement there. So just goes to show how competitive this grade is about to get, as we're going to get into qualifying 3 very soon. In the next 4.5 minutes, we got Entier here in 7th right now with 140.6. Gargamel currently 8th with a 140.8. Cap there currently 9th with 141.042. We got Jurek currently in 10th. We got Paulie down to 11th. We got Blescott in 12, Groot in 13, and we got Carlos with his lap, which didn't go pretty well with a 218. He's trying to make another lap time here right now. We got Ready Muse there trying to make a lap time as well. Let's have a look and see what Carlos is going to bring across the grid, and then we're going to switch on over to Ready Muse to see where he goes on the grid here. Oh, and he goes back into the pit. So let's have a look at Ready Muse as he's coming around that pit straight down on sector 3 there to see how fast of a lap time he's going to be getting. Probably trying to get into a 140 somewhere, and maybe to make it. Oh, and does get into the 140. It's a 140.382 and puts him up into P6 so far. So far so good in this qualifying session, guys. Just under 4 minutes here right now. We're getting down to about 3.5 minutes, and that timer is coming down pretty quickly. So these guys have to get a move on if they're going to try and get another lap time in here as well. So let's have a look down at the rest of the grid, and I think someone just improved their time a little bit there. And currently we're following on with Groot here right now, who's flying through on his out lap at the moment. So we'll see what's going to happen when he gets started with that hot lap, and how well he's about to get through there as well, because he's looking pretty good to try and get a good lap in. We got a lot of yellow flags on the track there at the moment. That's going to be cleared off in just a bit as well. So we're just waiting to see what's about to happen with the cars down at the bottom from 11 to 15. They're in a very dangerous spot right now, losing out on getting over to qualifying 3 here. So we got some support for Devils and Carlos. So let's see how well they get through, if they're going to make it over to qualifying 3 there. Carlos down there in 15th with 218 on the grid. He needs to get a faster lap in to try and make it over to qualifying 3 here if he needs to. Got to get into the top 10 with a pretty good lap time. A very low 140 or 139 would actually be best at this point to try and do that. And Devils so far in P3 has a pretty good chance actually there of getting over to qualifying 3. So but we're currently following on Groot. We're going to switch over to Carlos in just a bit if you guys would like, because Carlos is currently on his out lap. So let's leave him to actually do that and just follow on with Groot as you get through sector 1 on the track here, and let's see how he stacks up with his sector time, if he's getting purple or not. So far no purple sector 1 coming off of Groot here, but still could be on for a pretty good lap. He might have missed it by a 10th or 2, we don't know. We'll have a look, or maybe a few hundred of a second off of that time to get it into purple. We'll see how it goes as he gets through sector 2 here, and hopefully he's able to get a better time, maybe put himself up a few positions to make it over into qualifying 3. Going to be a bit difficult to work with this grid that we have here in EFRL, but these guys are pretty fast, they're pretty competitive, and I think the start of the race is going to be quite interesting to watch as well, to see how the grid is going to get through turns 1 and 2, and then a bit of a run down into turn 3, and quite tight getting into turn 4 and around the rest of that sector, getting into sector 2. So we'll see how the grid stacks up with that though, and have a look at that. So we have Groot about to finish his lap. He's about to get onto that, straight down to the finish line there, and let's see where he's gonna go with this lap time that he's about to do, because hopefully he's able to improve. Seems to be going pretty fast so far. Is he going to be improving the lap time though? It improves just a little bit and goes up into P12 of 141.2. I think that's going to do it for staying over into qualifying 3. We'll see. I'm going to stay on board with Carlos here as he goes on his hot lap here right now into sector 1. And getting into turn 3 here right now, and a bit of a DRS zone on this part of the track when we do get to that race session. So it's going to be a bit useful for cars to try and get some overtakes done on the inside or the outside. Either way, it might work out for them as we get on through here into sector 2 here right now around this turn. and a bit tricky through here to make sure you avoid contact with that wall, but let's see how they're going to manage it. So far so good in this session. We still got Cuban holding on to his fastest time in the session with a 138.5. Only driver into the 138s here right now. I want to see how that's going to stack up through to the finish of this session, because currently we got just about 5 seconds remaining in qualifying here right now, and that's going to be it. Whoever is currently running a lap will be allowed to finish that said lap, and then we'll see what their lap times are going to look like. We're following on Carlos here right now as he gets through the last chance that he has of making a lap, and I think he definitely took some damage on that front wing there, getting a bit contact into the wall, so he's going to have to try and get through the next sector of the track, hopefully getting a good time in. I'm not sure how good of a time he's about to get in here. We got a few drivers changing positions there as well. We'll have a last look at the results as they are to see what our top 10 going over to qualifying 3 is going to look like, and what tires they actually did on, because we're currently on tires that they're currently on on the track, not the tires that they did the fastest lap with. So we'll see what that's going to look like in just a bit here right now. I think that's going to be it for qualifying, guys. I'm not sure if Paul is still running a lap here or not. Let's have a look here right now actually to see if he's still running a lap or not. And that's what they did their best lap times on so far. Top 3 did it on the softs, 14th there, Devils did it on the mediums, Jerry did it on the mediums, and Reddy Muse as well did it on the mediums there. So did Carlos, but he's not making it into the top 10. So he made it into 11th at least for the start of this race, so not too bad of a lap time there. We're just waiting for everyone to retire off of the session so we can get on through the qualifying 3. So far so good with the tire strategy there. We got most cars going to be starting the front of the grid on the softs, and about 2 or 3 drivers. We got about 3 drivers on the top 10 who are going to be starting on the mediums. That's Devil, we got Reddy Muse, and someone else. Who am I missing here? Oh, Jerry there. They're going to be starting on the mediums in the top 10. So let's have everyone get back into the pits, and I think it's just Jerry we're waiting on here right now. He just needs to retire that car off, which I think he's getting into the pit. So once the car goes into the garage, we should be able to move on to the next qualifying session. And let's see how Q3 is going to go. That's going to be our most competitive qualifying session, and then we get straight into the race. Q3 is not going to be too long. It's going to just be about 12 minutes, and then we're going to get straight into our race session. Okay, so that is our qualifying results for Q2 as we have it here. So going over to qualifying 3, it's going to be Cuban there with the fastest time in Q2 that he did at 138.540. Entier went second in this session. Havlis took third. Devils 4th fastest. Paulie 5th. Gargamel 6th. Jerry 7th. Clement there 8th fastest. Reddy Muse 9th. And Derizak there barely making it over in 10th with a 140.502. Starting in 11th is going to be Carlos there. We got Cap starting in 12th. Groot starting 13th. Direct starting 14th. And Blescont will have to start 15th on the grid as it is there right now, guys. So I'm not sure why everyone's tires is not showing, but we did have a look at the tires as they are in terms of who's going to be starting what tires. We got 3 drivers starting on the mediums, and we got 7 drivers going to be starting on the softs. So that is for the top 10 who are going over to qualifying 3 right now. So let's have that timer come down. We'll head straight into that session. 12 minutes of qualifying for that, and we'll see how well these guys get on through, because it's going to be a bit more competitive on qualifying 3 session here right now, because they all going to be on the soft tires. Everyone just making the fastest possible time that they can just to get the best possible start on the grid for this race session here. Okay, so there we go, getting started with qualifying 3 here right now. Let's get back our lap data back on screen so we can have a look at that as we get on through. Let's see who's going to be the first car to get out on track and try to get their lap times in here right now. Alright, so let's follow on through with cars that we currently have getting on track here right now. We got Havlis there. Let's have a look at him as he gets around in the AlphaTauri. and I think he's the first car who got out on track. Yep, he is. So he might be the first driver to set a lap time in. So we're going to be on with him for just a bit as he gets on through and see what sort of lap times we're expecting here. I'm quite sure we might see a 138 here as well, but will we be seeing more than one or two or three 138s into this session? I know we'll have to see the 138s and 139s mostly here. We might get a few 140s in this session as well, depending on how these guys get through with their laps, but we'll see how that works out for them, because this is all about getting the best possible race start here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and that's a very, very short rundown into turn 1, so something you really want to avoid, having to be in the midfield to bunch up with the rest of the grid and trying to get through the first turn and then getting on through turn 2 as well. So it's going to be a bit chaotic with that. We're going to have quite a few incidents happen. I'm not sure how major they're going to be. We know we're going to have minor contact between cars as they get on through with that part of the race there in opening lap. We might actually even end up having a safety car depending on how much debris is going to be spread out on track with these guys having contact. But we'll see how that goes. So far so good here. We're still on the out laps with the cars getting through. We're down to about 10 minutes now, so time will start to go pretty quickly. You're going to be able to do at least about 3 runs, 2 to 3 runs. Some cars might be able to do 4 runs here on track, depending on how they attempt the session here, in terms of how much fuel they actually put into the car to get out on track to do their hot laps here, because they're going to try to make that car as light as possible to try and get the fastest time in the session and try to get as much as performance out of the car as they can as he gets through sector 1 here right now. Let's see if we're going to get any well, everything probably is going to be purple right now because he's going to be the first car to get through. But let's see how good the time are going to be when he does finish his lap, because we got a few cars who are going to be coming behind him to make their lap times here as well. So definitely a lot of support in the chat there for Paulie so far in the session. So hopefully he brings home a good result in this race, and hopefully gets a pretty good starting position on the grid here right now. We don't have anyone with a lap time as yet, but give it about a few minutes, guys, and let's see what sort of lap times we're going to be seeing and how competitive grid will be and where Paulie will stack up with the rest of the drivers in terms of starting with the top 10 here. Okay, so that is Havlis going with a 139.9, so we're getting pretty competitive already. Oh, and Jerry getting with a 138.6 already in the session, so not too bad. NT getting a 140.098 as Isako Cuban coming around. He's invalidated his lap. Devil's coming around here. Let's have a look on where he's going to go. We got Gargamel as well to finish a lap. I think Gargamel might finish first, so let's have a look and see how that goes. So far, Jerry holding on to a provisional pole start here, 138.6. Havlis down to second so far, 139, and Enter currently in third with his lap time. Let's see how the rest of the group gets through. Only 2 drivers in the pits right now. That's Clement and Ready Muse there. We'll see how they get through when they get on out here. Gargamel up into P2 right now, 139.3. Not too bad of a time. Let's see where the rest of the grid is. Paulie coming around and currently getting through with sector 1 at the moment. So a bit of time with Cuban. I think, oh, he's invalidated his lap. He should be getting back into the pits there. Where is Devizak on track? So he's still coming around. Devil is about to get across the line here, and let's see where he goes on a grid. Goes second fastest so far with a 139.309, 100th of a second faster than what Gargamel did. A very, very competitive lap time. It's going to back down to Paulie here, who's currently running his lap, and let's see where he's going to go on the grid, because looking pretty good with his lap time so far, I guess, but I'm not sure if he's having purple sectors or not, but we'll see how he finishes off and if he's able to get a pretty good lap time in, because so far so good with the way he's getting through. Has not invalidated the lap and gets a purple sector 2 so far, so looking pretty good at getting at least maybe a top 3, top 4 start here. Let's see how he gets through though. Getting through the final sector of the track here at the moment. Okay, so he goes across the line. P4 right now, 139.6. That's a pretty impressive time so far. Let's have a look at the rest of the grid. We got Debizak going across the line. P5 right now, 139.7. And so far we got Ready Muse now on his outlap in that Ferrari. Let's see where he's going to go. So far as it stands, we got Jerry holding on to his provisional pole starter. Still 138.6. Let's see if anyone else is able to get into 138 here right now. And we know everyone's going to be on the soft tires, so we're not going to put tires on for this session here. We're just going to let that be for now and let that continue on through. We got Dan Clement on his out lap there right now as well. We got Cuban back in the pits. He's going to have to get out and try to get his lap in pretty soon. We got Ready Muse getting started on his hot lap here right now. So let's see how fast he's going to go when he finishes this lap here. So he needs to get a pretty competitive time in order to stay at least maybe into the top 5 for the start of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So let's see how that works out for him though, because currently lap times are getting pretty competitive out front with those 139s as we have them there. On the NT right now in the 140, we got Jerry there in 138.6, holding on to P1 very strongly with that. So let's see how that works out for the rest of the grid as they get on through with this session here. We got just about 4.5 minutes, just under 4.5 minutes left in qualifying here as well. So we'll see how that works out for the entire grid as they get on through. We got Ready Muse about to get into sector 3, so he and a bit of minor contact with the wall. It's got pretty difficult to avoid that little bit of contact, but just with the rear wheels not having any damage on the car, so not too bad. We got Ready Muse currently with a purple sector 2 here, so he looks on. He's on for a pretty good lap. Let's have a look at how he finishes his lap. Dan Clement is coming on his hot lap just behind there. We're gonna have a look at him to see how he's getting on through there as well. Let's get on board right now with Ready Muse and see how he gets on through with the rest of this lap. And he gets back into the pit, so he's not going to finish a lap. Let's see if Dan is having a good lap here or not. I'm not sure as yet. Okay, guys, we got Dan Clement about to finish his hot lap here right now. Let's see where he goes as he goes across the line currently. And let's see, what sort of time does he get? He gets a 140.2, not the best of laps. He's going to have to try and improve on that as much as he can there right now. If he can improve on that, I'm not sure. But let's have a look on how that's going to go for him here. So currently, guys, we're following on with Cuban here right now as he's having a good go, having a purple sector 2 so far. Let's see how the rest of the lap goes. Okay, so he's about to get across the line here right now and goes fastest in the session at 138.6 and 626. So goes just about a few hundred of a second faster than what Jerry did. So he holds on to provisional pole at least for now. Alright, so the grid I think has stacked up pretty well so far in terms of qualifying tree here. We got just under a minute left in the session here right now, and we're having a look at what our lap times are. So Cuban looks like he's on for a pretty good start. He looks like he might be starting on pole. Jerry there looks like he's starting in second. Devil's currently in third. Gargamel in there in fourth. We got Interior fifth. Paulie currently sixth. Devisac in seventh. Havel is eighth. Clement there in ninth. And quite a few cars are currently on their final laps along this track. And Ready Muse here, he's trying to get around and trying to get another lap started. He has about 25 seconds to get across that line, just in case, to actually get this lap going here, if he's going to try and get a lap going or not. But he looks like he might be able to make it. Let's see how close this is going to cut it on through here right now. Hey gamer, thanks for joining on the session here along with me. Good to have you on the chat there as well. As we can see, we have a few support for a few drivers in the session here. Let's see how he gets on through. He's going to get, yep. So I think he got on through in time to get his final lap going. So his final chance to actually get that lap time in. So currently Jerry still holds on to P2 here right now. He's getting into sector, well, he's in sector 2 running. So let's, oh, and that's going to be a bit of contact with the wall. That's going to be him out with the session there right now. Yellow flag in sector 2 for the contact with the wall with him. So not going to be able to make a faster time than a 138.6. That's going to have to hold on for now. Let's go on with the Red Bull driver here as he gets on in sector 3 here right now. Should be getting across the line in about 10 to 15 seconds time. And let's see if he's going to be able to improve that 139.3 and maybe get on pole or maybe get past Jerry here, which will be a pretty good chance for him to actually try and do. And let's see. Oh, and doesn't make it. 138.803 holds on to that with P3 right now. Cuban there on. He's getting back into the pits, so he's not going to finish that lap. Jerry not going to be able to make a faster lap here, we know. So top 3 are going to stay where they are. We got Gargamel and finished his lap already. Entier on a very slow lap. He's invalidated that there right now. Let's go back to Ready Muse here. Let's see where he is in. I think he's the only guy that we need to focus on track right now to see what's going to happen here at the moment. And guys, that is Ready Muse up into provisional pole with a 138.5. So goes fastest in a session on his very, very last lap that he actually got done there. Okay, so let's have a look at our qualifying results for Q3. So Ready Muse looks like he's going to be starting on pole here in that Ferrari with a 138.5. We got Cuban's going to start alongside him in second. We got Jerry starting in third. We got Devil starting fourth. Gargamel is going to start in fifth. We got Entier starting sixth. Paulie's going to start seventh. Debbie Zach is going to start eighth. We got Havlet starting ninth, and Dan Clement there is going to start 10th on the grid. So not too bad of a start with these top 10, and the lap times are pretty close by and pretty competitive. We got 4 of them into the 138s and 4 into the 130, 5 of them into 139s and 140, so not too bad with that. But let's see how a start of this race is about to go here. Alright, so we're getting around here right now on the formation lap as these guys are going through. So let's have a quick look at the entire starting grid as it is just before we get started with this race as we have it here, because we now have all 20 drivers on with it here. So we got Ready Muse starting on a pole here right now. We got Cuban starting in second. We got Jerry starting in third. Devil starting fourth. Gargamel is going to start fifth. Entier starting sixth. Paulie in seventh. Devil Zach starts eighth. We got Harpless in ninth. And then we got Clement starting 10. We got Carlos is going to start in 11. Cap starting 12. We got Groot starting 13. Jirex is going to start 14. Bless Gondong in 15. Process 16. Eska 17. Luki there 18. Christoph 19. And Tassico's there in 18. They two of them did not have too good of a time in Q1. And unfortunately, have to start down at the back of the grid. So we're just about to get started here right now. Let's get our stats up on screen just before we're about to get started. We're going to leave telemetry off just for the first 2 laps at least. Keep on position changes as we get on through. Guys, the leaderboard already just got mixed up, so we're going to have to ignore that for just a bit until it gets sorted back through. I think he just got sorted back through by itself, but it might happen again. Let's ignore that for now. Let's have a look, see if Cuban here in second place is going to have a good run on Ready Muse as we get into turn 1. We're about to get started here right now, and that is, let's see, that's it. We're off, and let's see how good they're getting off into turn 1. Seems to be a pretty good start so far, quite even between the two of them, but Cuban might be getting through pretty better, and let's have a look at the entire grid as they get on through turn 1 to see if we're having contact at the back. Quite close between all of the cars, but everyone seems to get through pretty well. I don't see any major contact happening as everyone's currently going through. A bit of minor contact as we can hear cars bumping in. Oh, we got a bit of issue with the Red Bull there, getting sideways. And he might have had contact getting through that turn 2 there. But so far so good. Everyone's still holding on. We got a virtual safety car though for that incident there. Quite a lot of carbon fiber on track there right now. And I think that was the Red Bull of Carlos down here, who's currently in 16th position there. And I think might have some damage on that car. So let's have a look at the rest of the grid here as they get through. I know it's somewhere with Cuban out front here. So I think he is the race leader here right now. I think Ready Muse has fallen all the way back down to where is he right now? He's currently in 7th place here right now. We got a disconnected driver there. Jerry is disconnected from the session. We got drivers getting all over the grid. So the virtual safety car is going to be over very, very soon here as we're about to get back started. Oh, and we got cars hitting around all over the track here right now, losing parts of their front wing. That's definitely going to affect their race. And we got cars doing some illegal overtakes apparently here as well. We're back racing here right now. We're still in lap 1 going through, guys. So back racing on the track. We got a bit of issue down at the back apparently. Let's have a look what's happening here. A bit of contact with cars down at the back. I'm not even sure what's happening with these two down at the back here, but they're not seeming to have a pretty good start. Anyway, getting on through down in front. We're following on with Cuban here right now as we got that racing point of entry, chasing after Devils, going into turn 1 here, and it has a pretty good run down that pit straight, and it's going to take it on the outside to get that position up. Looks like he's going to get it as well as he gets around, gets up in the 2nd place before they even get a pass through turn 1. Devils is down to P3 there right now. Cuban continues to lead this race as Ready Muse started the race there in P1. He's down to P4 at the moment and running. Let's see if he's able to catch up or not. The rest of the grid down in the back is pretty close off together as well. We're going to try to follow off through as much as we can. And the leaderboard still keeps getting mixed up. I'm not even sure why. And we got quite a few penalties as we can see, guys, already being handed out in the race. We got a lot of drivers down in the back of the grid there as we can see into the pits right now because it was a bit chaotic on that race start there as we saw a lot of contact between cars. And even if we could not see it, we could actually hear cars actually getting into each other, just causing some damage there. And we saw a lot of carbon fiber flying around as well. So let's see how this rest of the grid is about to get through. We're just waiting for the leaderboard to set back itself, and there we go, it's back again. We're on lap 2 and running with Cuban leading this race here right now, 1.5 seconds ahead of Entier as he continues to run on through, and Devil's running just under a second behind Entier here at the moment. He's trying to keep up with that racing point as much as he can. Gap is starting to go over a second, so let's get on over to tires as we have them here. So stops, we can see how many cars stopped down in the back already on track. It's only a 26 lap race around here. And I think just somewhere about minute and a half just over that to get around this track, so we can average about how long the race is going to take, which is usually typically about our regular 45 minutes that races usually tend to take around any given track. But this is an average time, so let's have a look, see what's happening. Let's go on down to Devizak. He was chasing after his teammate, I think they're Havlis, trying to get a position on him. Let's see how that's going to work out, because he's gaining time and actually getting way closer and trying to get a bit into the slipstream as he can here right now, trying to keep up with Havlis. And he might have to get a switch done. I'm not sure if this switch is going to be agreed upon with the AlphaTauri drivers here, but he holds on into P6 for now. But he does seem to be the faster driver at the moment as it is. So let's see if his teammate is going to let him go on through. And yep, let's get telemetry on screen so we can have a look what's happening with that side of it there. So we have DRS is online here right now because we're in lap 3 and running. Let's see how much of an advantage that's going to be the drivers as they get on through. We got Tasticos there in 11th. He's actually under a second behind Cap as well and getting on through. So getting on through pretty well, I would say. And we're still following on right now with Devizak and Havlis here. These two are still pretty close up, but Havlis is trying to keep up with Ready Muse out front in the Ferrari and trying to keep a gap. I suppose we got a safety car right now. Car is off track somewhere. Something's happening on track. I'm not sure where it is at the moment. Trying to have a look here right now if we can. Let's have a look from Cuban's side of it. And there is his car on track. Whose car is that? That is Lukey there. That Ferrari is out. Might have had an incident with Paulie because Paulie's out of the session as well, or Paulie was out early in the session. I'm not even sure, but so far 2 drivers out of this session, unfortunately, and we're gonna have to continue on through with what we got going here. This might trigger a few more pit stops to happen in this race as everyone gets on through. We're gonna follow on with Cuban for the moment here and see how this works out. But so far, a bit of a chaotic start in this race, and quite a lot of pit stops already happened. So under the safety car, everyone's gonna have to go on through here right now. Let's see if they're gonna be changing their strategy. Those drivers that are out front here at the moment. Okay, so currently running on lap 4, still under the safety car as we had that started around lap 3 there and going. And let's see how the grid gets to. We got a few pit stops that still happen under this safety car for whoever didn't pit on the previous lap. And let's see how our grid actually changed up quite a bit here right now. Sorry about the delay on that. Alright, so let's see what's happening. So I see someone is stuck on track somewhere. Is that a Williams I'm seeing there? I'm not sure. Let's have a look here right now. Trying to have a look if they were stuck on track for a second there, because they seem to have a full stop on the track. Alright, everyone seems to be okay so far. So unfortunately, guys, we have two drivers out of this race so far. We got Luki and Paulie out of the race. Bit of an incident with them down at the back of the grid, and both of them are out, unfortunately. I'm not sure if they were out together or that was just a separate incident between the two of them. But so far as it is, Mercedes not having a good day here today, because Clement is down to 18th right now because after his pit stop, Paulie out of the race. We'll see how much points Clement is able to score on this track here today. Because currently we have Cuban still leading this race in the Haas out front, so he's having a pretty good day here. Devil's running in second, Groot now running in third. Actually, let's have back a look at position changes as they are at this point in the race. Penalties as there. Who has a penalty? 5-second penalty for Cap there. He's going to have that penalty removed if he does another pit stop and gets into the pits there, so have a chance to get that over with. We'll see how that goes though. So as it is, majority of the cars on the track have already took their pit stops here. And no game, I don't think this is a safety car glitch. It should be going in probably at the end of this lap. The safety car should be going back in here. We'll see once we get over to sector 3. We're getting over to sector 2 on the track here right now, so it should be going over to sector 3 very soon, and we'll have a look to see if the safety car is going to go in. It usually stays out for 2 to 3 laps depending on how much carnage happened out on track, but not too badly, so it should be fine to go in on this lap. We'll have a look on how that works out. But yeah, so far as we're saying, quite a few cars pitted on this race so far. We got just a few drivers left. We got 5 drivers left in the race who have not pitted so far. That's going to be our top 4 include, and then Tastico's there in 6th. Entier has done his pit stop already, so we'll see how that works out. And we got some penalties being handed out under the safety car as we go on through, and that's 5-second penalties for Cap, Prasek, and Christoph so far. That's going to hurt the race just a little bit, but we'll see how that goes in terms of the rest of the race. So let's get on back to tires here and see what's happening with that. And Christoph is out of the race. What on earth has happened to him there? That might extend off the safety car if that has happened on track. Let's have a look, see if we can have a look at that. Yeah, okay, his car has disappeared, so that should not extend our safety car. We should still be able to get back racing. Let's have a look as we're about to get into sector 3 here right now. Are we getting back racing or not? Or the safety car is going to probably go for one more lap because of that incident with Christoph there. I'm not sure. But it doesn't look like it's going in as yet. It's still just in front of Cuban as he gets around, still weaving around here. But let's see if he's allowing that safety car to go away or not. But so far it does not seem so. It looks like we're going to have to go one more lap under that safety car. If an incident like that does happen during the safety car, it might actually extend the safety car for a lap or 2. But hopefully just for one more lap if it is, because we do want to get back racing as quickly as possible here. And yep, that safety car is staying out for a lap, for another lap to go here. So we're going to have to follow on behind it once more. So currently on to lap 6 of 26 here right now, guys. We're going to have just about 19 or 20 laps left of racing to have happen in this race once the safety car goes in. Probably about 19 laps we'll have. We'll see how that works out though, because we're just having a look to see. So that's 3 drivers out of this race in the first 5 laps as we have it, and we still got 17 drivers in, so still a good point at least that we had a full grid to get started with the session. It's still going to be a bit chaotic, a bit competitive with the rest of the grid as they get on through the rest of the race here, because they're all still pretty close off behind the safety car right now, so that's going to mean quite an interesting restart to happen in just a bit as we get on through that. So hopefully they can get that a clean restart happen after the safety car goes in. I'm not sure about that as yet, but we'll see how that works out though. McLaren crashed like Charles in 2019. You might be right about that one there. Okay, so let's get back on the overhead view and have a look. You can have a much better view of the cars as they all get on through. We can see a lot of weaving happening on track here right now with these guys as they get on through. Let's see, we're about to get back into sector 3 of the track once again on lap 6, so hopefully we can have race control tell us that we're about to get back racing here right now, because these cars, as well as myself as a commentator and you guys as the viewers, we do not like to see safety cars for too long out on track. I mean, we know it happens, we know it's an advantage to some cars. Oh, and there we have it, thank God we're having the safety car go in on this lap, guys. guys, because I don't think I can do with it for another lap on this go here. Maybe later on in the race if there's another safety car, that's fine, but I don't think I can do with it on this one here. So safety car is going to go in on this lap that we have happen here right now. That's going to mean we're getting back racing into lap 7, as we can have a very good look at the Azerbaijan circuit, Baku City circuit. It's a pretty tight track. Very, very quite much like Monaco, as we all know, but a lot of fun to drive. Honestly, personally, I enjoy driving on this track here. At first, starting it was a bit tricky getting used to some of these turns, but it's still a pretty interesting track. I've drove it on quite a few different games so far, so it's been interesting to drive here. So hopefully the drivers are enjoying the race as much as we enjoy watching it here. And we're about to get back racing here right now. Let's have a look on board with Devils as he's behind Cuban. They're about to get started back. Remember, no overtaking until they get across that finish line. They have to get past, and these guys are past, so they can start with the overtaking here right now. Let's have a look at everyone, how they get through. And Racing Point and Red Bull here fighting it on through that. NT and Carlos fighting it out for 4th position in the race there so far. We got a few position changing down at the back, and let's have a look what's happening. Blescont here pretty close off with the car in front. That's Havlis in front of him, and he's going to try and keep that gap as close as he can. We got NT switching with Groot out front for a position there. Let's have a look on what's happening with the two of them. They're still going side by side, and they get on through here into... Oh, and who's behind? Oh, we got Carlos behind with the Red Bull, so he's still trying to get past as well. And Ready is getting pretty close off as well, so we're going to keep an eye on this battle as it goes on through. The Ferrari and the Red Bull side by side as they go through, fighting it off. On Carlos falls down a position because someone went alongside him there. Ready got up a position on him, and he's up into 5th there right now. So he's fighting it off with the Alfa Romeo out front. That's Groot there. We still have the Red Bull of Carlos coming behind. Let's see if he's able to get by here. Out front, you have Cuban still leading this race out front. He's just under 2nd with the gap, though, between himself and Devils. Devils getting away pretty well from NT there in P3. Let's see how this battle goes on as Ready Miz is looking to get by, and Groot is going to have to hold on to that position as much as he can here right now because he has quite a few cars coming behind him. We can see Carlos and Tasicos in the Renault fighting, and the Renault takes it on the inside. Looks like he gets a position up, but unfortunately loses it back to the Red Bull and has to stay there in 7th place for now. We got Ready Miz trying to go by again. He's gonna have a pretty good run. Oh, and a bit of contact with Groot and the barrier there along the left side, so he has some damage on that car. Let's see how that's gonna affect him throughout the rest of the race because we got Ready Miz using the slipstream here right now. He goes into the pits trying to get some damage repair off of that car. Let's have a look at the rest of the grid as they get on through here right now. This Red Bull is under pressure from the Renault just behind, and Havlis gets past the Renault now up into 6th place he goes. Blescon gets past as well up into 7th. Tasicos is all the way down to 8th. He lost 2 positions in 1 turn, and going pretty well on this restart so far was actually what we like to see. So Gargamel here about to get a position up on Tasicos as well. So it looks like that Renault is about to lose 3 positions here, and let's see if that's going to happen or not because Gargamel is looking for a gap to get by, and so far so good. He's holding it off just behind, who doesn't want to risk it right now, but the gap is pretty close up. He's going to take it around the outside here right now and gets around pretty well. Let's see if he gets the position up though. And Gargamel does actually get up into P8. That Tasicos down to 9th position here right now. He loses 3 positions within the past half of a lap here at the moment, so not having the best of race on his end. Now he has Jerry catching up to him from behind. Let's have a look at that here right now. As yep, that Williams is catching up. Let's stay on board a bit with Tasicos, see if he's able to catch back Jerry and maybe get that position back if he can. So Jerry got by him pretty easily there. And now we got Jure coming just behind in the Racing Point there as well. So it looks like he's going to be another overtake happening with Tasicos. Does he have damage on this car? Is that why he's struggling so much? I'm not sure. But we're going to try and have a look down these straight as they're about to go. Oh, he's struggling just to get that car straight down just a little bit. DRS is now back online, so that's going to be a bit of an advantage to a lot of cars who are very, very close. But we got Cuban into the pits. That's race leader into the pits there right now. 8 laps he's done on those soft tires since the start of this race up to this point, and he's now doing a pit stop. Let's see where he's going to come out and how well his race is going to go. Devil takes over the lead of the race here right now with NT there in 2nd, about just over a second between the two of them. And Ready Muse goes up in the third. Let's follow on out front. Gargamel trying to keep up right now with Havlis, who has Blescon there just behind him in 7th. He's trying to keep up as well. So a pretty close gap between these 3 cars, fighting it off at least 5th position as we have it here. We'll see how that's going to go with them though, because we have Jurek down in the back here getting pretty close off the Tacticals, trying to take it on the inside. And does he get that move on? No, he does not. We have Dan Clement trying to take it on the outside of the racing point here right now. Gets up the position and is up into, oh, they're still going side by side through it, fighting it off for 10th position here right now. It looks like the Mercedes might have it on the outside going around the next turn, but will he get the position up? I'm not sure. And he does leave enough room actually for the racing point as well, but actually gets the position up. A pretty good overtake from Dan Clement here as he gets up into P10. Jurek is now down to 11th, and he has to try and keep up with the Mercedes as much as he can here. And actually pretty close behind him still, but gonna be under a bit of pressure here because he has Cap coming here in 12th, and he's gonna try and keep up with him as well to try and get that position if he can. So quite a few close gaps we have as we go on through, and a bit of contact with the wall there for the racing point. We get Cap getting a very, very close gap here right now. He's going to have a pretty good run using that slipstream down this pit straight when we get to that portion of track in just about 5 seconds time. So let's have a look on board right now with Cap as he's chasing down Jurek in the racing point. He might be able to get that position up quite easily. Uses his overtake. He's going to have the DRS advantage as he goes down the straight and gets in the position already. And that's Jurek down to 12. Cap got a position up into 11. A pretty clean overtake got done. And he's now going to chase after Dan Clement there in the Mercedes out front. Let's see how that battle is going to progress on through as we're still following on with these guys. We got Tasticals. We got someone following down the order. Oh, the Renault has spun around. Might have had a bit of an incident. So he's spun around, trying to get back on track, trying to get back going here right now. I'm not sure if he took damage on that car or not. Both end plates seem to be in place there at the moment as he gets on through. But still lost a lot of time and lost a few positions. He's down to 14th on the grid here right now and running. Getting back up to Jurek here in 11th. He's chasing after Cap there in the Alfa Romeo. Let's see if he's able to get that position back or not. Not sure if he will though, because Gap is starting to go away from him just a little bit. Let's get on up in front to Gargamel, who's currently in the Haas, chasing after Havlis there in the AlphaTauri, just in front of him. And where is our previous race leader here right now? I'm trying to have a look. So Cuban is all the way down into 13th on this grid here right now, out on the hard tires. He's going to go to the end of the race on those, and he's running just about under half a second behind Escas there in P12. So let's see if he's able to get that position up, and looks like he's breaking the gap down pretty quickly there as well. So let's have a look. He's on those fresh hard tires and running pretty well, trying to get that overtake done. On board we go here right now with Cuban to see how well he's going to get that overtake done, if he's going to be able to get it done. Tactical is down to 15th position right now. Lost a position to Groot there, who got up to 14th. As you can see, these guys using up as most of the track, as much of the track right now as they can. And Tacticals has retired from the race. Did he do that on track? That happened on track there. So that is going to be a virtual safety car to clear that car off of the track here right now. And this puts a pause on the battle between Escas and Cuban here at the moment. They're not going to be able to attempt any sort of overtake. They have to decrease their speed. And that's going to be costing Cuban because he was looking pretty good at getting the overtake done on this portion of the track here. But unfortunately, now has to hold it back. And is going to have to just continue here in P12 as it is right now. So let's get on out in front. This VSC is going to be over pretty quickly, guys. Let's see what's happening out front here right now. We got Interior chasing after Devils for the lead of the race. Gap is just about a second between the two of them. So let's see if that battle is going to progress on through as well. We might go on back down to Jerry here, who's chasing after his teammate here, who's in P7. And we're back racing again. Track is green and we're back going again. Let's see how the battles are going to progress on through as we continue on. Cuban here has a pretty close gap to Escas there in 11. He might try to get that position up before the end of this lap here. Let's see how that's going to work out for him. We still got 16 drivers left in this race for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix going through. It's lap 11 of 26 and majority of our cars are pitted already. I'm not sure if there's, I think there's probably about 2 cars who have not done pit stops so far. Anyone currently with 10 laps on their tires have not done a pit stop. I think that's just Carlos and Devils there who are still running out front in the race. So they're running pretty high up. A bit of an advantage they had as they have not done any pit stops so far in the race. But we'll see how that works. So we're following on board right now with Cuban, who was our previous race leader here. And he's trying to get back up into the top 10 here right now. Trying to fight it through with Escas for that position. So he might have to actually wait until he gets on through to the pit straight to get that overtake done. Let's see how that's going to work out for him here. and he does get a position up. So Escas is now down into 12th place, and let's see if he's able to keep up with Cuban. Has a little bit of overtake to use, and definitely not going to have that DRS advantage. Oh, he's going to have the DRS advantage actually, because he did have a switch happen. So let's see if that's going to help him get the position back from Cuban here or not. He's going to get pretty close, but I don't think he's going to be able to get that position up. So he's going to have to hold it there for now at least. Let's get off to Blescont here, chasing after Jerry for P7. Looks like he's going pretty well so far. Let's have a look at Havlis right now, chasing after the Red Bull of Carlos. He's trying to get up into P4, but does have Gargamel just behind him. So a bit of a battle between these three cars, fighting it out for P4 at the moment. Let's see what that's continuing on. Devil's out front, leading the race. He's getting away pretty well. And he's trying to create a bit of a more gap between himself and NT there, who's currently in second place. Ready Muse has another 2.3 seconds before he's able to catch up to NT, so he has to break that gap down. We have still a bit of a train going on between Carlos, Havlis, and Gargamel in here. P4, 5, and 6, and they're fighting it out for P4 right now, as we can see. But Gargamel is going to have to get past Havlis first if he's going to try and go for that position there. And let's follow on through here right now with Gargamel. He's getting a pretty close gap going with Havlis, but let's see if he's going to have a good run down the pit straight, maybe, because he has a bit of overtake, already using it, and he's going to have that DRS advantage because he has kept himself within a second. And let's see if that helps him get close enough to Havlis to try and get an overtake done. The gap does seem to be quite a bit away. I don't think he's going to be able to get it on this occasion. Havlis getting pretty close after Carlos though, but still not close enough to get an overtake done through turn 1. Let's see through the next DRS zone if he's going to get any sort of advantage here or not. But so far, gaps out front are starting to break down just a little bit as well. Devil is starting to lose a bit of time to NT there in second because his tires are starting to get a bit old. He's going to have to change off pretty soon. We'll have a look and see when that's going to happen actually. And getting back down to Jerry here. Looks like he's getting an overtake done. Gets by Blescon there. That's his teammate. So there's a bit of a switch between the Williams here right now. And Jerry's going to go after Gargamel out front here at the moment. Because maybe he is the faster driver at the moment. I'm not sure how that's working out. He's driver number 1 at the moment. But Gargamel is about 2.9 seconds ahead. So he's going to chase after him and try to break that gap down and see if he's able to get that position up. There's still about half a second between the Williams driver here at the moment as we go down through. But I don't think they're too focused about that. We got Gargamel getting under half a second between him and Havlis. So let's see how that battle is progressing on through. So far so good with that, I gotta say. So guys, we are on the halfway point of this race right now. As we can see, we're on lap 13. And a bit of contact with Havlis and that wall there. I don't think he took any damage off of it. Hopefully not for him. So far, 4 drivers out to the race, guys. We're still following on with Havlis and Gargamel as they're fighting it on through for this position. And Jerry and Blescon, both Williams, they're driving just about a half a second between the two of them. They did a switch very recently. So let's see if Jerry is able to break the gap down to Gargamel here and get that position up. As Gargamel is looking to get by here right now. Down the pit straight, he's looking to get by Havlis for P5, and looks like out front we have a bit of a change. He's going to take it on the inside here. Let's see if he's able to get a position though and keep it. That's going to be a whole other thing at the moment. Oh, and a bit of contact with the AlphaTauri and the wall down at the back there. He's lost the position and lost his front wing as well. He's going to have to do a pit stop with the amount of damage we can see on that car there right now. That's going to cost him quite a bit at the moment here. And he might lose a few more positions before he even gets around to that pit entry, because there's quite a way to get around the track here right now. He's trying to hold on to the position as much as he can, but he's definitely going to be losing positions, and he probably is going to have to let the cars through and not fight them too much on this. We got Blescott is the next car to get through here right now, and our previous race leader Devils took a pit stop. He's out there in 8th position right now, in front of Cuban actually. So let's see how that's going to work out. And Interior there now takes over the lead of the race. That happened just about half a lap ago. And Ready Muse is now 1.1 second behind Interior. He's chasing him down. Carlos up into P3. Gargamel up to P4. And Jerry up to P5. Havlis running in 6. With a damaged front wing, and we got Blescont here in 7, chasing him down, trying to get ahead before he even does that pit stop here at the moment. Devils did his pit stop. He's out into 8. Cuban did a pit stop a few laps ago. He's out into 9. Groot there currently running 10th, and Clement currently running there in 11th at the moment. And I think Clement started there in 10th, so he's down a position right now from where he started in this race. Following on with Blescont here still right now. He's still trying to get his position up on Havlis. He should know about the damage that Havlis has, so he knows he probably will be able to get that position up, but just has to hold on for just a bit more if he's not able to get the overtake done before we get through to the pit entry. But getting down the straight here right now, he's going to have a pretty good go, and he's going to be able to get by, and he's using the bit of the slipstream as he can here right now before that car goes into the pits. Oh, and he's going into the pits himself. Oh, and took a bit of damage on that car before even getting into the pits there right now. I think he might have damaged the front wing, I'm not sure. Let's get out in front here right now, see what's happening with the rest of the grid. Ready Muse and NT are having a bit of battle for the lead of the race here right now, as the Racing Point is trying desperately to hold on to P1 if he can. Ready Muse putting a good battle on for him though, and no damage for either of the cars so far, so let's see how they get on through. Fighting it off for P1 here at the moment on lap 15 as we continue on through in this race here right now. So pretty close gap still between N-Tier and Ready Muse here for the lead of the race. This is going to be an interesting battle as we follow on through. It is getting down to the end of the session here. As we can see, Ready Muse is going to get a DRS advantage as they go down the pit straight here right now. Gets a pretty decent run on N-Tier, but getting pretty close. I don't think he's going to be close enough to actually get the overtake done. He's going to have to hold it there in P2, at least for now. Hey game, I'm glad to have you join back on. So just a bit of a battle throughout. In the midfield we had going on with a few cars there. Now we have a bit of a battle going on with our race leaders out front for the past lap and a half as we have it here. These two have been fighting it out for the lead of the race at the moment, and let's see who's going to get on through. So N-Tier still holds on to that lead in the Racing Point out front, but quite about at least 2 attempts have made by Ready Muse to try and get by here right now. He has a pretty close gap and is still going to fight it on through. So I think this is going to continue on all the way to the end of the race because they're on the same strategy as they go on through here right now. Both of them have done 11 laps on those medium tires here at the moment. So it looks like they might have to do another pit stop with the tires that they have on there right now. But let's see how that's going to go on through, because I'm not sure if they're going to try to push those tires to the end of the race or if they will do the pit stop. Or I think they might actually be holding up to see if we're going to have another VSC or if we're going to have another safety car happen in this race. And I think that might be their best chance of trying to get a pit stop in without actually losing their positions as it is. But Ready Muse is looking to get by at some point, and let's see how that's going to work out as we get on through here right now to the sorry about that, guys. Yes, we get on through to the pit straight, and he's gonna have a pretty good run on him, but is he gonna be able to get by? I'm not sure. So he's getting pretty close, but not getting close enough to actually get that overtake done. It was the same thing on the previous lap. So let's see what's happening with Gargamel and Carlos here. These two are trying to fight it out side by side a little bit. And now we have Gargamel holding on to P3 at the moment, with Carlos down to P4. Has a pretty close gap to the Haas car in front of him, but still has to catch up just a little bit more just to try and get that overtake done if he does want to. Has his DRS advantage, and he's going to use that as much as he can here right now. Okay, so let's get on back out in front with the battle with Ready Muse and NT, because the gap seems to be staying very constant, just under half a second. So let's see if any advantage is going to come off of this battle here. Okay, so we got these cars going side by side through for turn one here. Cuba, Ready Made seems to have a pretty good run here. Let's see if the Racing Point is able to get him back. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he might. He's going to have to hold on to second place as they continue on through to lap 18 of 26 here right now. So just about 8.5 laps left to go in this race before we get to the end of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And Ready Made has gotten away with the lead. And we got the Racing Point almost getting into the wall and having a bit of contact there. Almost losing it, but still able to keep it in second, at least for now, but lost a bit of time though. Gap is now over a second, so he's gonna have to make sure he doesn't lose out on the DRS advantage. He's trying to already get it back under a second as it is, so let's see how that continues on through right now. Okay, so it seems like Entier has lost a bit of the gap that he had, because the gap is now up to 1.6 seconds between himself and Ready Made for the lead, so it doesn't look like he's going to be able to catch her back anytime soon. He has to just try and gain some time over the next few laps. And okay, he's going to do a pit stop here right now. He's going to try and get onto some faster tires, try to get a fastest lap in the race as well. Okay, sorry, but that was just testing a bit of a setting with this mic just to see what's going on. Hopefully you guys can still hear me clear enough here at the moment. Okay, so let's see what battles are happening on and what we're missing on track here right now. So following on with Groot at the moment, has the gap up under half a second. Well, under a second actually between himself and Dan Clement, fighting it out for P8 at the moment. So let's see how that is going on here right now. So currently on lap 19 of 26 as we go on through, guys, and looks like Cap has fallen back quite a bit, down in the back there in 16. So still following on with Groot here right now. Let's have a look. He has his gap still under about, let's see, under a second. He's chasing after Dan Clement, and we got our current race leader, who is Jerry out front, running on lap 20 there right now. Has a penalty and running 17 laps on those hard tires. So he's, I think he's probably going to be pushing all the way to the end either way there. But let's see if he's going to take another pit stop or not, and try to at least, maybe if he does have a 5-second penalty, to try and get rid of it before the end of the race there. I'm not sure if he's going to try to do that, but we'll have a look and see if he's going to try to do that or not. and we can see the gap getting a little bit closer between Groot and Dan Clement here as they're following on through with the two of them. So let's see if this battle is about to go somewhere here or not. And on board we're going to go here right now with Groot. Let's see if he gets a pretty good run down the pit straight as he follows on with Dan Clement. He's definitely trying to get that position up, but having a very difficult time keeping up with the Mercedes to try and close the gap under half a second, which he's now done again, but losing it on certain portions of the track here right now. Let's go on through to Ready Muse here in P4 right now. He's trying to fight it off for P3 to get onto the podium here right now with Cuban here. But a pretty close gap exists between them. He's going to be able to get that overtake done or not. I'm not sure as yet. But we're going to follow on through the rest of the race and see how that works out for him either way. Because he might be able to get that done depending on if he's going to be able to use the DRS advantage to his advantage here. Let's see how that works out though, because it's looking pretty good for him so far to get onto that podium there, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that later or not. We'll have to just follow on through the rest of the session to see what happens here. As we can see the overtake happening here right now, guys. So on the pit straight they go. So that's Ready Muse getting up into P3 and Cuban down to P4. And Devils has gotten up into the lead of the race out front, taking that away from Jerry, who's on very, very old tires. And those old tires are starting to hurt his race there right now. So let's see how much positions more he's going to fall down. But he's going to have to try and hold on to P2 as much as he can here right now if he wants to finish anywhere on the podium. But I don't know what the penalties is like at the moment. So far, Devils has gotten up into P1. Ready Muse got up to P3. Let's have a look at the penalty. And it's a 5-second penalty right now. So it's going to cost him quite a bit in the race. I'm not sure if he's going to continue on with the race as it is right now. If he's going to try and do a pit stop to try and maybe get fast and slap. We'll see how that goes though. But a bit of mix of strategies between our cars that went on through in this race. So far, so good though. Let's have a look how the race is going to finish. Devils looking pretty good up front of getting a pole position finish here. Jerry, unfortunately, might not be able to finish on the podium because of that 5-second penalty. Because Cuban is very close by. He's about 1.2 seconds behind Ready Muse, and he's actually catching up right behind there as we can see him coming. So gap is about a second right now. He might be going under a second pretty soon. And then we got NT there in fifth, under a second behind Cuban. So it's a pretty close gap with these cars as they come on through. And I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to that position because Jerry's about to lose it here because Ready Muse is getting pretty big close by. He's going to have a good run as we get down the pit straight. So let's see how that's going to go for him. Looks like he gets the position up into second pretty easily actually. So that is Jerry down to P3 right now. So definitely he's losing out on the podium when we do get across the finish line there. We're into lap 23 and running here right now. Just about 3.5 laps left to go before we get to the end of this race. So unfortunate for Jerry, but he's not going to be able to finish this race on the podium. He still might get a pretty good finishing position here, but he's going to have to hold on for another 3 laps on those tires, which are very, very old. I just hope that they don't actually give up on him. But let's see how that's going to go on through. So currently as we have it, Devils is running P1 in this race. It looks like Ready Muse is running second to finish right there. And it's actually pretty close up. Let's have a look here. He's pretty close up to our race leader Devils out front in the Red Bull. And it looks like he definitely is going to try and get by and get up to the lead of this race. Let's see if he's going to be able to get that done though. I'm not sure. But that gap is actually breaking down as we continue through sector 2 of the track here right now, and the Red Bull actually breaking and locking up just a little bit out front, as we can see on those tires. And we got Ready Muse on very fresh soft tires here right now, so he has a very, very big advantage in terms of trying to get by the Red Bull in front of him. So let's see if he's able to do that. So here we have the Ferrari trying to catch him back with the Red Bull once again. So definitely going to have a good run as we get along to the pit straight once again. He's chasing him down, going side by side already. He's going to get up that position into P1 again. But let's see, the Red Bull is trying to hold him off. They still go side by side. And I don't think Devils is going to let this go. He's going to fight him out through. Tries to use the slipstream back as an advantage. And he's going to pull off through and try to get a position again. But not able to get it on this lap. He's going to have to hold it down to second. Looks like Ready Music might have actually gotten the move done and been able to keep it here. But he's going to have to keep it for another 2 laps as we're on lap 25 and running here right now. So he still has to go another lap on this if he does want to try and get that position up. And actually he's gonna be able to hold it here for at least for now. The gap is still about half a second between the two of them as they get on through. Let's have a look at the rest of the grid here though. Cuban Robin in P3 right now. He's gotten up to that position. Looks like he's gonna get a podium finish there. We got Entier about 2 seconds behind. He's running there in P4 at the moment. Gargamel is under a second behind Entier at the moment, and he's chasing him down right now with a Red Bull chasing him down in P6. That's Carlos in the Red Bull down in P6, chasing down the horse of Gargamel and trying to get that position up if he can. And a pretty close gap between the two of them. Let's see if that's going to go anywhere as we're following on through with them here right now. Reddy is getting the gap just over a second out front and leading off of Devil, so he's getting a pretty good go into lap 25. Still we're going here. We're going to enter the final lap of the race in just a bit as we get on through. And these two are going to continue racing on through at least for now. Let's have a look at the rest of the grid. We got Jerry there running in 7th position right now, 1.9 seconds behind Carlos as we have it. Clement running in P8 here at the moment. He's over 16 seconds behind Jerry, so he has a bit of time if he needs to catch up to Jerry there at the moment. Groot got in 9th at the moment. He's 2.8 seconds behind Clement. And we got Havlis coming just behind him as we can see there right now, chasing him down for that position at the moment. That's there in P10 he is. Devizak is teammate down there in P11 at the moment, 10.3 seconds behind. And then we got Blescont here in the Williams. He's in 12th position, running 5.3 seconds behind Devizak as we have it here right now. A bit of a switch between Gargamel and Entier having at the front there. We'll have a look at that in just a bit as well. Oh, we got a bit of issue. Prasek off track just a bit and into the barriers. He's trying to get back going again. Has a bit of a gap to work with. And he's getting a bit frustrated as we can see here right now, losing quite a chunk of his front wing. And we're entering into the final lap of the race with our race leaders out front there right now. We get Eskes about 37 seconds behind Prasek here at the moment, and Prasek has retired from the race. On track, he's retired as well. Now, hopefully that car will disappear pretty quickly and not have the race be hampered by that. Anyway, Cap there running 20 seconds behind Eskes. He's going to go up to 15th once they get past that car there. We're following out in front with our race leader Ready Muse here right now as he's on the final lap of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix and getting through. This is going to be a pole position finish for him. That switch onto the soft tires really has helped him out in terms of getting up all the way into P1. Devils, unfortunately, on the hard tires was not able to keep the lead of the race, but put up a pretty good fight against that Ferrari there, and he's coming down in second, so he's looking pretty good, getting his gap back to under a second already. But on the final lap of the race, is he going to have a good run on Ready Muse down the pit straight? We're going to have a look on see how this is going to go, but it's pretty close off. But not too, I don't think it's close enough to actually get that overtake done before we get to the end of the race. So let's have a look on how that's going to go here. Because we got Ready Muse running down to the pit straight there right now. I don't think this is close enough to have this happen. So it's getting close, but not close enough. They're going to get across the line. And that's going to be Ready Muse taking pole position. Devil takes second in this race. Cuban is coming across right now. He's going to be taking third on the podium, and we got Gargman finishing fourth. Enter finishes fifth. We got Carlos finishing in sixth. Jerry coming across the line currently in seventh, and we'll be able to hold that position. Clement there in eighth position right now as he's coming around here in the final sector of the track and about to go across the line. He's going to take eighth place in this race here as we have it. And we have Groot is coming around for a ninth position right now. And he does get that. Havlis takes 10th. Then we got Debizak is going to take 11th. We got Havlis takes 11th. Bleskont is coming around right now to take 12th position. Eskas already takes 14th. And Jurek there is going to take 13th on the grid. He's still coming around a bit. So we got Bleskont across the line already. We're just waiting for Jurek to get across the line here right now. Unfortunately for Cap, Prasek, Tascos, Christoph, Luki, and Paulie, they're not able to finish the race. And it looks like both Renault did not earn any points from this session here this evening. So 26 laps there around the Baku City Circuit guy for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. That was round 8 of 22 for the European Formula Racing League there, EFRL. So we're going to have a round 9 from them next week. We look forward to that one there as well. So let's have a look. Driver of the day goes to Carlos. He was involved in a lot of battles on track throughout this race. So gotta say he does deserve actually getting driver of the day on that one. Not too bad of a race there. Let's have one last look at our race result before we do get on through to the end of the session here. Alright, so we got a Haas, we got a Ferrari, and a Red Bull on the podium there. Let's have one last look at the results and see what they were like. Who got fastest lap in this race? I'm not sure. So that is Ready Muse. They're getting pole position finish in the race there, getting P1. And we got Devils finishing in second. We got Cuban finishing in third. Garkaman finishes in fourth. We got Enter finishing fifth. We got Carlos in 6th, and driver of the day for him, Jerry there is 7th. We got Dan Clement in 8th. We got Groot there finishing 9th. Debizak in 10th. Havlis there 11th. Bleskont in 12th. Jurek there 13th. We got Eskas there in 14th. I got Cap finishing 15th. Prasek 16th. Tassico 17th. Christoph 18th. Luki 19th. And Paulie there in 20th on the grid. And fastest lap goes to Bleskont there, who finished 12th. So not a bad race at all. So guys, thank you guys for joining on to this session here. Hopefully you guys leave a like before you do leave the session. Please do make sure you do that to support the EFRL League there. And I'll see you guys for round 9 next week on the channel here. So take care guys, and if you want to watch another race, get onto my channel, IG8Live Esports. We'll be live in about 30 minutes with Formula 2 race. Hopefully you guys join on and get have a look at that. So thank you guys for joining on the session. I'll see you guys next week again for round 9 here.